No dramas, sir. No dramas, sir.
We can't sit and talk normally if we're live.
That's a fair point. Okay, we'll sit and talk some way.
no squaries now, Palmer.
Do you want to whack the link out, Palmer?
I mean, it might help, mightn't it, to get
It
half
might,
of you.
maybe. Okay, we'll sit and talk some way.
So, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and fairy tale creatures. We are back on Shoot Some Shale, powered by D&D Media, as tonight we invite you to watch along with us a Premiership knockout cup fixture between the Sheffield Tigers and the Kings Lynn Stars. This evening I am joined by Mr. Dylan Hodgetts, and unfortunately is back in the analysis role, providing us updates from Ipswich. Alan, how are we doing, chaps?
All the better for seeing you, Mr. Palmer.
Terrible, because Alan's back.
Lovely. Thanks for that, Mr. Hodges. Thanks for that.
Not a problem, mate. Not a problem.
Somebody had to say it.
I know.
If it wasn't the comments, it had to be one of you.
Pretty much.
So, as mentioned, it is a knockout cup fixture. We did do a watch along to the reverse fixture as well a few weeks back, and the Kings Lynn Stars coming out victorious in the first leg at 50 points to 40. So your two team lineups for this meeting, I'll run down Sheffield Tigers. At number 1, that's Jack Alder. At number 2, Kyle Howarth. At number 3, Chris Alder. At number 4, Josh Pickering. 5, Ty Wolfenden. 6, the Smiley Man himself, Jason Edwards. And Dan Jokes rides at number 7. Excuse me for that. Mr. Dill, would you like to go down the Kings Lynn Stars?
I will, as soon as we've talked about a man to watch for Sheffield. Who are you going for?
Oh, I don't want to sound biased, but Kyle Howarth. if he can have a really good solid night tonight, Sheffield could hit 55 plus.
I'm gonna go for Ty Wolfenden. He may not be having the best of seasons in the Grand Prix, but in Britain he's going well, and at Sheffield he's nigh on unbeatable. I think he carries that on. He can pretty much write him in for double figures before the wheels turned. So yeah, I think Wolfie will be the one tonight. And for the Kings Lynn Stars, Richard Lawson guests for the injured Tobias Michalak at number 1. Zach Cook guests for the injured Nikolai Clint, whose season is now over, at number 2. Niels Christian Everson rides at 3. Benjamin Basso at 4. Jan Kvek rides at 5. Paco Castagna guests last minute for the injured Patrick Wadgelo at number 6. And Anders Rowe at number 7. Palmer, your Kings Lynn man to watch?
I'm going to go for our pal Trotchy, Niels Christian Everson. He's in a bit of a rich vein of form at the moment, and a track like this, which, as we can see, has got quite a bit of dirt on it. So, this track should suit him down to the ground, and I've got a gut feeling he could be on for either 2 points or double figures. So, yeah, him.
I'm going to go for Zach Cook. I think he's got a point to prove. I think he's trying to put himself in the shop window for a Premiership club after being released a few weeks ago. And I think he'll come here tonight. He generally rides Sheffield well anyway. I think he'll come here and give everything and try and put himself into some team managers' thoughts.
Well, having said that, I wouldn't be surprised to see Kings Lynn sign him if he has a decent performance this evening.
Anything's possible. They have got a Nikolai Klint shaped hole to fill now.
So, whilst this meeting is going on, there is another meeting going on this evening down into Ipswich, where Alan will be giving us reports. And Alan, who's riding at Ipswich?
Well, riding at Ipswich at number 1, they have got a guest in for the injured
Jason Doyle.
Jason Doyle. I was getting there. Is out for the rest of the season. Trying to take my job already, Palmer. He's replaced by 7-time British champion Scott Nicholls. At number 2 is the 2023 Under-19 British champion Dan Thompson. At number 3 is 2016 British champ Danny King. At number 4 is 2021 British champion Adam Ellis. At number 5 is GP star Emil Sayfudinov.
Not a GP star anymore, Mush.
Has he left the GPs?
Years ago. But yeah, because of this little thing that's going on in another country.
Let me rectify that.
Right.
Former ex-GP star Emil Sayfudinov. At number 6, 2022 Aussie Under-21 champion Keenan Roux. And at number 7, National League Riders champion of 2022 Jordan Jenkins. And for the Oxford Spires, at number 1 is 2-time Aussie champion Rowan Tungate. At number 2 is 2019 British champ Charles Wright. At number 3, 2023 Premier's Championship winner Lewis Kerr. At number 4, hopefully this guy's still a GP star.
No, he's not either.
For fuck's sake. Ex-GP
Language.
star. Alright, sorry.
We would like to apologise for any foul language that you may have heard there, and it's a privilege.
Fudge.
It's a privilege for me to say that because it's normally me that swears.
Yeah. At number 5, we'll try. 3 times British champion Chris Harris. At number 6, 2019 Championship Riders individual winner Eric Riss. And at number 7, I couldn't find anything for him, so I've just gone for Rising Star Ashton Bouchen. But yeah, 2 solid teams. Gents, you're meant to watch for this match. Oh.
I haven't really put much thought into this. For Ipswich, I'm going to go with Scotty Nicholls. He's again, he's in a very rich vein of form, probably riding the best he's ever ridden. So yeah, him. And for Oxford, I'm gonna go with the guy that's your friend but not mine, Charles Wright. Because I think he's due a good Premiership meeting, and I think tonight is that night.
I'm going to say Adam Ellis for Ipswich. If he's fully fit, he had a bit of an awkward crash in it. 15 guested in for Kings Lynn the other night, but looked fantastic other than that. And I'm going to go for the other rider that guested for Kings Lynn on Monday night for the Spires, Rowan Tungate. Because he was nigh on unbeatable, and I think he's really solidified himself as a number 1 in this league.
Fair enough. Do you want some facts about the teams? I have done some research.
We got a minute, so fit in what you can fit in that time.
Okay, well, Ipswich are currently number 1 in the league, whereas Oxford are number 4. And last time out, Ipswich won 60-30 at home to Leicester, and Oxford, unfortunately, they actually won at home as well. They won 46-44 against Leicester. And this is actually the second attempt for this meeting, because the first one got abandoned after 6 heats due to rain, in which at that point Ipswich were winning 13-23. So yes, should be a very interesting meeting between these two, and of course the other match that's going on tonight as well. So I'll let you gents crack on with that one. over in Sheffield.
We'll have Alan back later on in the meeting.
Bye, Al.
Slight role reversal tonight. Palmer's going to do the heat calls and the results. I'm going to do the commentary to give Palmer's voice a rest after last night's National League Riders' Championship at Poole, won by Sam Hagan.
Hagan won, lol.
Dan Gilks is a tall fella, isn't he?
Not very small.
Jason Edwards smiling, but that's like asking if rain is wet.
And my number one there looking rather focused while he looks at the camera. Conditions at Sheffield look quite alright tonight. The sun is out. The track looks in immense condition.
Looks very grippy.
Well, you know, it separates the men from Paco, I mean the boys. But yeah, should be a good meeting tonight.
Yeah, it should be, and you know, any other team would maybe struggle to claw back 10 points, especially with Kings Lynn now looking like they've turned a corner with their form. But at home, Sheffield have been averaging about 12, 14, 16, sometimes higher margin of victories. So I think if they're all on it from the off, 10 points will be nothing to turn around. They could be in the lead on aggregate by heat 4.
You're giving it as long as heat 4, I was going heat 3.
And thankfully the weather's cooled down a little bit.
Thank the Lord and Jesus Christ. Because sat here yesterday in this exact same spot, it was very difficult.
Yeah. But we go again tonight.
That we do. Conditions for us are much better, so hopefully, you know, conditions for you watching, if you are watching, are much better as well.
Adam Roynan's talking to Mr. Smiley Man on the stream, which obviously we can't bring due to copyrights. If you want to watch the meeting, the individual meeting pass is available from BSN for $12.99, or it's included in the Premiership Season Pass.
Good plug there. Any good advertiser would hire you, sir.
Jason Edwards is quite tall as well, isn't he? Saw him last night spannering for Matt Marson at Poole.
Yes, we did. Jason probably be better sticking to riding, but good to see him helping his pals out.
Adam Roynan, good to see him right after crashing the other night on his debut for Oxford, which has probably ended his comeback already.
Yeah, that was a bit of a freak accident, that wasn't it, up at Redcar last week. Was it Redcar? Yeah, it was.
Yeah. Riders just waiting to be introduced to the crowd. So as we say, slight change of roles tonight, with me doing league comms and Palmer doing analysis, the heat lineups and results for a change, to give his voice a rest after 21 races you called last night, didn't you?
Yeah, it was quite a bit, like.
Yeah, there was a few.
6 more races than I'm used to.
Zach rocking his Poole Kevlars with the Kings Lynn race jacket. Talking to the Holder brothers. All the Aussies obviously get on really well. Richard Lawson's cracked out his old Kings Lynn Kevlars again, having a chin wag with Carl Eworth.
I can't fault Richard for using his old Kings Lynn suit. It gets a bit extra use out of him, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's true, even though the sponsors are all wrong. It's easier than whacking a race jacket over the top, innit?
Bring back race jackets, said nobody ever.
Yeah. Paco rocking his individual Kevlars, talking to his Edinburgh teammate Josh Pickering. I think Edinburgh ride tomorrow, don't they?
Yes, they do.
They're at Scunny, aren't they?
Yes, they are.
So Paco and
Paco
Josh
and-
not got too far to go.
The Pico only lives in Doncaster, so it's only literally 10 minutes up the road for him.
Yeah.
And yeah, Paco and Pico just
And Howarth.
discussing. Oh, Kyle Howarth, he's going to Manchester tonight to stay at his parents' house.
Sod that.
Otherwise, it'd be a trip back down to Swindon to come all the way back up.
It's fair enough. I mean,
But
Josh
yeah.
Pickering could have offered him to stay at his gaff in Doncaster. It'd have been even closer.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if he decided to come via Scunny and give me a lift up, he could have stayed at my house for the night.
With the dogs.
Yeah, I'll do up Marley's dog bed for him and put a little blanket on there and everything.
And this is an opportunity for Zach and Paco in particular, for Kings Lynn, guesting tonight, but both without Premiership clubs this season. So it's a good opportunity for them to put themselves into the shop window.
Yeah, 100%. You know, it's T-shirt coming soon. I think it's fair to say Zach Cook probably unfairly released by Birmingham earlier in the year.
Possibly.
But you know, these things happen in Speedway, and you know, I still personally wouldn't be surprised to see Zach in a Kings Lynn suit in the not too distant future. And as for Paco, you just got to go out there and enjoy the experience before captaining the side that gets a big 60-30 defeat tomorrow.
I've just noticed Josh Pickering's Kevlars are made by a different company to all the rest of the Sheffield boys. I wondered why the yellow looked more fluorescent than just yellow.
Yeah, I could be wrong here, but I think D-Star do the Sheffield ones.
D-Star do Josh's, Malinac have done the rest of the Sheffield ones.
Them.
We've got one person watching, and I'd assume that's one of us two.
But it's not me.
It's me then. I've got the YouTube open because of the comments.
That makes sense.
If we get any. And as Palmer always says, feel free to talk to us in the comments because we don't bite.
Unless you have cake.
Well, we've got a minute. Should we bring Alan in, see if there's been a coin toss done at Ipswich and who won it and who's taking what and who's doing what and who's going where?
Go on then.
Maybe Alan's asleep.
I don't actually have any update at this stage.
Oh.
I hate to tell you, I don't have anything.
Well, that was about as useful as a chocolate kettle.
I'm just double checking. No, definitely nothing. I will let you know if I get anything.
No sooner has he arrived has he gone again.
I'm still here.
Nah, not anymore. Bye.
Bye!
I thought that was Proctor spannering for Pico then. It's not, is it? Looked very much like him though. No, Palmer's dead. Daniel. That's dead.
Do you want me to jump in?
They ain't really doing.
Hello, hello.
They're
Okay,
not-
bye again.
They're not really doing a lot at the minute anyway. Who's that? Dan Jilks, his
No.
Kevlar's have got a nice hole in the knee.
My sincere apologies. Man needed to go for a wee, otherwise I'd have been peeing out the window. And Bitty across the road wouldn't have wanted to have seen that.
They're very informative.
Well, I like to give our viewers a big life update. So there we have it.
Oh God, tired man.
You sound about as tired as me, sir.
Yeah, it's not ideal trying to sleep in this hot weather we've had recently, is it?
Don't try to sleep and just sleep. That's my motto. So riders heading back to the pits then here at Alton Stadium.
She's a very smiley girl.
Sarah who for clerk of the course?
Yeah, very smiley.
Well, because she's got a clerk of the course to do at Scunny tomorrow.
For the double header. Oh, have fun.
Yeah. Yeah. Can't wait.
And riders now starting to get themselves ready in the pits. And we might get underway in a minute. 5 minutes, 6 minutes and counting after the advertised tapes up time. Although I'm sure you told me before, was it? I think that tapes up is usually around 6:45 at Sheffield or 6:40, 5:40,
No,
7:40,
normally
8:40, 1:40.
it's normally about 20 to 8 at Sheffield. They have the parade at 7:30. Whereas like us at Sunny Scunny, we advertised that Heat 1's going to be at 7:30, so our riders are out on parade at 7:27, do a quick lap, and then they're on track for Heat 1 at 7:29. So, no, we don't like to do false advertising here.
It is ridiculous how tight these pits are at Sheffield.
They're a bit small, aren't they?
Crikey. Riders now getting on their bikes for Heat 1. We have no idea who's off what gates because we obviously can't hear, so it looks like Sheffield are off 2 and 4.
Yeah, Tigers are off 2 and 4 looking at that. So, I suppose I ought to give you the lineup for Heat number 1 and do my job for the evening. So, coming up now will be Heat number 1 of this Premiership Knockout Cup clash, and going off the inside gates in the yellow helmet colour is Zach Cook. Off gate number 2 in the blue helmet colour will be Kyle Howarth. Off gate number 3 in white will be Richard Lawson, and off gate number 4 in the red helmet colour will be Jack Holder.
Good looking lineup for the first one. 2 guests versus the 2 Sheffield regulars, so it'll be interesting to see how this one goes.
Yeah, 100%, I think, barring any form of mechanical failure, you can almost write Jack in for the 3 points here.
Richard Lawson does go well at Alton, though.
That is very true.
So start Marshall pulls him into line, walks away, tapes fly, and it's a good start for both the Kings Lynn riders. Zach Cook gets to the first turn, sending Jack Holder wide. Jack Holder obliges and goes wide and goes straight round his fellow countryman, but he hits the fence. Now Carl Herf trying to come up the inside of Zach Cook as well, and I think he's just done it. Yep, and after the first lap, Sheffield run a 5-1. Zach Cook in third, and Richard Lawson, after an initial good gate, went a bit too narrow in the first turn. Jack Holder streaking clear. Carl Herf fairly comfortable in second place now. Zach Cook coming under pressure, but only from his teammate for the night in third. And this will shave 4 points straight off the aggregate score from the off. And as you rightly said, you'd always put Jack Holder down to win Heat 1 here. Carl Herf with a solid second place and is now pulling away from Zach Cook in third, and Richard Lawson not really landing a blow in this one. So Jack Holder comes around 3 and 4 for the final time, and he's going to take the flag, and it's going to be a Sheffield 5-1 to open up proceedings. Richard Lawson's given up at the back. And that was pretty much what we expected to happen as well.
Yeah, 100%, a decent gate there for Richard Lawson and Zach Cook, but when you've got very powerful engines under you like Jack Holder has, no surprise that he just blitzed it around the outside and just went and won the race. And a decent ride there as well from Kyle to get under the inside of Zach when he did.
And that's good news for you, obviously, as a Scunny fan as well, to see Carhair just starting to find some good form now.
The past few meetings for Scunny, you know, Kyle's been great, and yeah, can't really complain. But anyway, the official results of heat number 1 was a win for the rider in red, Sheffield's Jack Holder. His partner Kyle Howarth in blue finishes second with 2 points, and Zach Cook for the Kings and Stars coming third with 1. So that's 5 to the Tigers or 1 to the Stars, making the progressive scores on the night. 5 to the Tigers and 1 to the Stars, and on aggregate, 45 to the Tigers and 51 to the Stars.
This is a massive race here because, you know, if Sheffield were to repeat Heat 1 again, they suddenly find themselves just 2 down after 2 races, and it's very much game back on.
I did tell you they'd be ahead by the end of Heat 3, and I'm sticking with my guns. So anyway, heat number 2 coming up then, off gate number 1 in the red helmet colour. He doesn't do a lot of frowning, that he does a lot of smiling. That is Jason Edwards. Off gate number 2 in the white helmet colour, people say he has a really nice moustache. That is Paco Castagna. Off gate number 3 in the blue helmet colour for the Sheffield Tigers is Dan Gilks. And off the outside in the yellow helmet colour will be Anders Rowe.
And 3 of the best prospects for British Speedway's future, Anders Rowe, Dan Gilks and Jason Edwards, all in here, along with the man with the SGP 2025 vision.
Patman's 2025 SGP vision. He is the man to stop Bartosz Marzlik because Callum Steele said so.
His Kevlars are so strange. Look nice, but they're strange. So Start Marshall brings them into line. Packer is the last to settle off gate 2. Walks away. And it's a good start for the rider in red, Jason Edwards, Dan Gilks and Paco Castagna elbow to elbow in the first turn, with the visiting number 6 taking the advantage over Gilks. Anders Rowe comes up the inside of Jason Edwards, but Edwards just chops his nose off. Anders Rowe's got some speed, but a smart ride so far from Jason Edwards to just keep him behind. You've got to say, looking at this, Anders Rowe does look the quicker of the 2. Dan Gilks now being tailed off at the back, with Paco solidifying 3rd place. And this will be just what Kings Lynn needed to settle the nerves after a disappointing Heat 1. Good ride from Jason Edwards, taking the mid-track, although Anders Rowe's there and he's pushing him on one mistake and he will be through. Just over a lap to go. Anders Rowe's trying to go wide. Jason Edwards is definitely riding defensive now. Anders has got so much more speed than the home number 6. That was a better first and second turn from Jason Edwards, and no mistakes on 3 and 4, and he should bring home the win. Anders Rowe's threw absolutely everything at him in second here, but Jason Edwards does hold on, with Paco in 3rd and Dan Gilks, I think, retiring at the back or just treacling round. Good battle, we fell off. That was a good battle up front then.
Yeah, really good race that. Fair play to Jason Edwards, you know. Very good defensive ride there, and yeah, he did great to keep Anders behind him all race. And yeah, Mr. Smiley certainly having a smile under his helmet there.
And this was an area that Sheffield were maybe a little bit nervous about at the start of the season. Jason Edwards is coming into form. Dan Gilks still struggling a little bit.
Yeah, it's quite sad to see Dan struggling a bit, just purely because he's a mate of mine. But you know, he knows he's got it in him, and hopefully, you know, the more rides that he can get now for Redcar in the championship is going to help him.
Paco was a little bit twitchy there. I'd be interested to see if he gets a warning for that. He looked like he moved in real time and then completely missed it.
The official result of heat number 2 was a win for the rider in red, Jason Edwards. Second in yellow was Anders Rowe, and the third in white, Paco Castagna. So that's 3 points to the Tigers, 3 points to the Stars, making the progressive scores now 8 to Sheffield, 4 to Kings Lynn, and on aggregate 48 to Sheffield and 54 to Kings Lynn.
You're still predicting that Sheffield will be ahead after Heat 3? Because I don't know how to tell you, but they can't be. No. Simply put, no.
No.
Maybe after Heat 4 though. You got the very, very exciting Chris Holder, who seems to have found a new lease of life since moving to Sheffield, and especially at Alwerton, he's really dialed in there now.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, 100%. You know, he's starting to deliver the goods for the Tigers on track, especially around here at Alwerton, and yeah, fair play to him. So the official lineup of heat number 3, which on BSN is sponsored by True 7 Group, going off the inside gate in the white helmet colour for the Kings Lynn Stars for beat Neil's Christian Everson. His partner off gate 3 in the yellow helmet colour will be Benjamin Basso. Off gate number 2 in the blue helmet colour for the Sheffield Tigers will be Josh Pickering, and his partner off the outside gate in the red helmet colour will be a former world champion, Christopher Holder.
12 years ago he won his world title.
Feels like ages, doesn't it?
Well, it is ages, to be fair.
It's a while, isn't it? He won the world title the same year Scunny won the league, so I could tell you it's definitely been a long time.
I was 16 when he won the world title.
Only to be 16 again, a young man.
Yeah. Everson's an interesting one here. He could go, like you said at the start, he could go really well or really poor. He looks like he's got a fire in his belly again. I saw him first hand on Monday at Birmingham, and he really looked like he had that fire in his belly. He was pulling off some hard moves, but fair. So Start Marshall walks away. Tapes fly, and it's a good start for the rider in white. Niels Christian Everson gets there and drifts up, leaves a big gap up the inside for Josh Pickering, but he just shuts the door. Chris Holders around the outside and gets into the lead, probably as you'd expect. Crucially for the Tigers, Josh Pickering's in third at this stage, and he's now going on to his favoured outside line, and you have to feel that Niels Christian Everson's going to have eyes in the back of his head here. Ben Basso a little bit tailed off at the back. Chris Holder streaking clear, nothing to suggest he wouldn't have. He's absolutely dialed in around Alwerton now. Everson pulling off a solid ride in second to hold off Josh Pickering, who just seems to have lost a little bit of ground, and Ben Basso's not even in the same camera shot, so it's definitely a battle for second and third here. Josh Pickering's definitely closed that ground up now, and he's got his back wheel in the dirt. He's going to try and go around Everson, cuts back up the inside. I think he's just going to run out of time. Everson closes the door down the back straight, and Pickering I think will have to settle for third place. Chris Holder wins it, Everson second with a brilliant ride, and Josh Pickering just misses out. Ben Basso not even in the same county. And I'd imagine the silence is Palmer filling in his programme.
How did you guess? Yeah, that was the race of the night so far, to be fair. Fair play to Pickle, he tried absolutely everything, and old Trotchy just couldn't let him through. So a quality ride from Chris Holder to blast around the outside. And for anybody wondering why we're calling Niels Christian Everson Trotchy, we watched a Danish meeting not so long back, and it turns out his name is actually Niels Christian Everson Trotchman. So a little fact for you there. Official result then of heat number 3 was a win for the rider in red, Chris Holder, claiming 3 points. Second in blue was Niels Christian Everson, and the third place in blue, Josh Pickering, making that 4 to the Tigers, 2 to the Stars. The progressive scores now on the evening: 12 to the Tigers, and 6 to the Stars, and on aggregate 52 to Sheffield, 56 to Kings Lynn.
Could we potentially see Simon Steadber and Jason Edwards in here for Dan Gilks just to try and get that heat advantage maybe? You know, Jason Edwards obviously won the reserves race, beating Anders Rowe, who's the rising star for the Kings Lynn Stars. If you're steady, you're going to want to try and close that aggregate gap as soon as possible, aren't you? And with all due respect to Dan, he was nowhere in that heat too.
Yeah, no, you would probably expect. Well, it's weird because you could obviously bring Jason in now, but would Steady maybe rather have Dan out now and bring Dan out in 6, or have him in 6 and 8 and then get his 3 rides done?
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what they do. Also crucial to remember, actually, in this competition there's no tactical substitutes. So Kings Lynn obviously 6 points down at the moment, but can't use tactical substitute in a 2-leg tie.
No, it's always been the case in the knockout cup. Regardless of what league, we can't use tactical substitutes, and I believe that's a very good ruling to have.
Yeah, I do like that. And Yankovic's first look at the Alwerton track. 2 Grand Prix riders going head to head in Heat 4, and that is Jason Edwards in blue.
So, the official lineup for heat number 4 then for the Kings Lynn Stars off gate number 1 in the yellow helmet colour. That's their rising star, that's Anders Rowe. Off gate number 2 in blue for the Sheffield Tigers, the reserve substitution, Jason Edwards. Off gate 3 in the white helmet colour is jamming himself, that's Jankovic. And off the outside in the red helmet colour for Sheffield, Ty Wolfenden.
I'd imagine by the gates have fallen that Sheffield won the toss and chose 2 and 4 for the first block of heats, because gate 4 does generally start off really well at Sheffield, and you know, saw what Chris Alder's done from there. Am I right in thinking Jack was off 4 as well in heat 1?
Yes, he was.
So you've got your power 3 all off gate 4 in their first ride.
Gate 4 in the first 3 heats. They only dropped 1 point because that's where Anders was in heat number 2.
Jason Edwards a little bit far back there, or Yankovic's very far forward. Both the Sheffield riders are actually quite far back, and the Kings Lynn forward. Tapes fly, and it's a beautiful gate from the rider in yellow off the inside. That's Anders Rowe leading the way. Jason Edwards is in second. Ty Wolfenden straight into the dirt. Yankovic completely missed the start. Ty Wolfenden's going to try and send it around the outside. Now cuts back up the inside, but smart ride so far from Anders Rowe. Ty Wolfenden's got it dialed on. He's in the dirt. Anders Rowe's read that and gone wide, and he's covering the 3-time world champions moves. Yankovic now closing up on Jason Edwards as well. You'd have probably expected the Kings Lynn riders to be the other way around in this race. Jason Edwards now having to ride defensive again, but we've already seen he can do that, so that won't fluster him, although he's got a slightly different prospect behind him with a Grand Prix rider in Yankovic. Ty Wolfenden's going for the cutback again, just can't quite get it hooking up off them corners, although he's as close as he's been all race. Anders Rowe again drifts wide, and this will be one of those frustrating rides for Wolfenden. Brilliant rides for Anders Rowe, and Yankovic has got around the outside of Jason Edwards at the back as well, so it's going to turn into a Kings Lynn 4-2 and just steady the ship a little bit and pull the aggregate lead back out to 6 points. And that was all pretty much done from the start, but a brilliant race from Anders to just block every effort that Wolfenden made there.
Yeah, 100%. The little Gin's doing all right, and it's no mean feat to hold back Wolfie on his home track here at Alwerton. So official results of heat number 4 is a win for the rider in yellow, the Kings Lynn Rising Star, Anders Rowe. Second place in the red helmet colour for the Sheffield Tigers was Ty Wolfenden. And the third place in the white helmet colour was Jankovic of the Kings Lynn Stars, with Jason Edwards unfortunately failing to score in heat number 4.
What on
So,
earth was the start marshal doing walking between the two riders that were pretty much elbow to elbow?
God knows. Heat number 4 was 2 points to Sheffield Tigers, 4 points to Kings Lynn Stars, making the progressive scores on the evening 14 to the Tigers, 10 to the Stars, and on aggregate 54 to Sheffield, 60 to Kings Lynn.
And they're now doing a bit of track grading at Alwerton as the sun comes out, so for the first time we'll bring in Alan with an update from Ipswich.
I'm back. So, what an update I've got for you.
Oh god.
So, Oxford won the toss and took gates 2 and 4 in heat number 1, which was won by the rider in red, Scott Nichols, and second place was Rowan Tungate with Dan Thompson in third, which was a 4-2 Ipswich after one heat. Heat number 2 was won by Keenan Rue with Jordan Jenkins teaming up with him for a 5-1 to take the scores to 5-1 to take the scores to 9-3 for Ipswich over Oxford. And in heat number 3, Danny King won heat 3 with Masy Janowski in second and Anamelis in third for another 4-2 to Ipswich to make the scores 13 to Ipswich and 5 to Oxford on the night after 3 heats.
Thank you very much, Mr. Allen.
Not a problem at all. Not a problem.
We'll bring Alan back in a little bit later. Palmer, was that Isle of Man TT legend John McGuinness there?
I believe it was.
Definitely looked like Big John.
You know, I know obviously John McGuinness is a huge Speedway fan himself, so it wouldn't surprise me to see him make the trip up to Alwerton this evening.
Anyone would think that we hadn't just had 3 days of 27 plus degree temperatures. Ailey stood there with a coat on.
Well, it's at a Speedway track though, isn't it? And Speedway tracks are notoriously very, very cold places.
I wish it was cold at Perry Bar on Monday.
I remember when we had them few days of 40-degree heat here.
Couple of years back.
40-degree heat in Scunthorpe, and then go to the Speedway and it's about 4.
Although you do have a big field full of wind turbines next to the track at Scunny, so...
Well, there is that.
Well, we've got a couple of minutes. I think it'll probably be a good time now to just take a quick minute to have a breather.
Yeah, man. we is back.
We are alive.
Don't forget, if you are watching, whack some comments in the YouTube box, and we will read them out. We don't bite much.
Tom Woolley there, spannering for Zach tonight.
Big up 2 Point Tom. Has he got a ride anywhere this year?
He was supposed to be riding for Cradley in that Nora thing, but he pulled out because he wasn't race fit.
Is he?
He's been doing a lot of spannering. I don't think he's got a National League team. He has been doing a lot of spannering this season though.
Is he not meant to be at Kent?
Don't think so.
Maybe that was last year.
Yeah, he was there last year. He's not there this year. They're in that Nora League, aren't they?
You do the graphics for him, Mush.
Yeah, he's not in their team this year. Just awaiting heat 5. That last heat could be absolutely crucial in this tie with Kings Lynn just steadying the ship and getting a heat advantage back themselves.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, no, it'd be very interesting to see what happens.
I think these next 2 or 3 heats are going to be crucial in seeing which way this goes. And now the gates switch, and Kings Lynn will have the outside gate a couple of times in this next block, I want to say.
So if you're interested, I've just had a little look. If you are interested in the Nora League thing, it's currently the Isle of Wight 22, Cradley 14.
Is that on updates?
Facebook.
Oh, okay. Where? On the Isle of Wight group, or?
The Isle of Wight Supporters Club or something like that.
Ooh. And obviously, we're not picky. Speedway, Speedway.
That it is.
Glad it's cooled down a little bit though, I won't lie. It was just a little bit too hot, weren't it, the last few days?
It's I mean, while I was at work, I practically become Peter Kay. You know, I like it warm, but I don't like it this warm.
Yeah.
It's sticky weather. It's sticky.
And damn right it was sticky.
But yeah. According to Sue, wherever Sue is in the world, Jason Edwards is moving into starting heat too.
I didn't see that, to be honest.
Paco Castaña's still got eyes in the back of his head. That could come in quite handy. Oh.
Paco's Kevlars are really strange yet really nice. Half and half. It's a bit weird to look at, but it just works. Long track record. Simon Stead smiling. This can't be right. I ain't having this. Yeah. Where am I?
Well, he doesn't have to use his Power Rider replacement.
Red Bears supporters watching from Birmingham. You get some right comments coming through on this BSN feed that they flash up.
I mean, I can't say anything, can I?
Well, no, you had a little run-in with Scotty Nichols at Red Car the other night yourself.
So, yeah, I've got family connections with Red Car, so, big love to the Bears. But, heat number 5 coming right up. So, let me give you the lineup of gate number 1 in the red helmet colour for the Sheffield Tigers. He was the winner last time out, Chris Holder. Off gate 2 in yellow, he was third last time out in heat 1, Zach Cook. Also third last time out, but in heat 3, off gate 2 in blue, Josh Pickering. And Richard Lawson, who failed to score in heat 1, is out off the outside gate.
Bit of a change for Noddy going from gate 4 in heat 3 to gate 1 in heat 5.
Yeah, there's still a bit of dirt on there, just not as much.
I don't even think it matters that Sheffield are on the worst gates at the moment. I think if they trap, they've done that many laps and they're that dialed in. I don't think it matters where they go from, to be honest.
No, Richard Lawson just doing a spinneroonie there.
Hello, Booker T.
You know it, sir.
Riders now starting to settle in. Josh Pickering will be the last rider to settle on gate 3. Start Marshall's happy and walks away. And it's a fairly even start actually, and Chris Holder gets there. Josh Pickering's bundled out of it in the first turn. Chris Holder hugs the inside line and he's streaking clear already. Zach Cook setting off in chase in second place, and Richard Lawson at the moment is in third. Josh Pickering paying the price for a poor start there and just got sandwiched in the first turn. He's now on his favoured outside line. Richard Lawson doesn't look overly comfortable in that third place, must be said. Chris Holder looks very comfortable in first though. Zach Cook just going about his business in second place. I think this is probably the best that Kings Lynn could have hoped for in this one. Josh Pickering may be overriding, locking up a little bit, and has lost some ground because of it. The Stars pairing settled in second now. Chris Holder untroubled out in front, as Palmer usually say. He could go to McDonald's and still come back and win. Zach Cook in second and Richard Lawson in third place. Josh Pickering's there or thereabouts, but I don't think he's going to have enough to put much of a challenge on in this last bend. He's having a go, and that's tight. He might have done him there. That was tight. Has he done him?
I don't think he did.
I'd have to see that again. That was tight though.
I think it's one of them moments where you think one more lap.
Oh, one more lap. He could have got second because Zach started slowing down a bit. I don't know. I've got to see that again. That was close. If he didn't do it, this angle's no good. Ooh, I don't know. Has he nicked it there? That angle's no good though. You need the side, the top view or from the side. Head on's no use. Here's one on the start line. This is the view we need.
Just not giving us a replay. This is live. Oh, maybe not. I thought that was just a live view of the old crowd.
I think he's done this all right and fair. Where's the start times? No, Lawson's held on.
Lawson's done that just.
Yeah, better off a bike in it in the end actually. It's not even close on that angle, is it? Yeah, it's better off a bike in that.
That's probably the best angle we've got.
Yeah, that's clear as day. Lawson's held on, so it's a shared heat. Like you say though, one more lap. Do you want to quickly read out that result and then read out this heat lineup in at the tapes already?
Well, we'll do it real quick. Oh, he's give it to Pickering.
Oh, I think that's controversial. That other angle from the inside says different. Ooh.
So, the official result of heat number 5 real quick was a win for the rider in red, Chris Holder. Second in yellow was Zach Cook for Kingsland, and third in blue was Josh Pickering for Sheffield. That was a 4-2 to Sheffield, making the progressive scores down 18 points to Sheffield, 12 to Kingsland, 58 to 62 on aggregate, and now heat 6 is at the line, so that in gate number 1 in the white helmet colour is Jan Kvek. Off gate number 2 in red, that's Jack Holder. Off gate number 3 in yellow, that's Paco Castagna, and off the outside in blue, that's Kyle Howarth.
And breathe. That gives us something to talk about after E7 because the refs dropped a bollock there. That wasn't even close. Not from the inside angle. Not even close. And the ref does have access to these views. I don't even think that was close on that angle when it slowed down, to be honest. Riders coming up to the tapes then. Another battle of the GP riders off the inside two gates here. Star Marshal walks away. And it's Jack Holder that gets to the first turn first, and Carl Herf straight into the dirt. He's going to get his back wheel in it. Jack Holder did Carl Herf no favours there. Herf on the outside of Yankovic, and the Tigers are on a 5-1 after the first lap. It's Paco at the back, but he's on the pace. Yankovic not really making an impact. And the two Sheffield boys, as long as they stay on their bikes and don't get in each other's way. And then Paco's passed his Grand Prix teammate for the night. Paco's the one that's actually setting off sail, but Jack Holder leads comfortably. Carl Herf's in second place in the dirt. Yankovic's back around the outside of Paco Castagna, and this is going to just claw the points back in a little bit. And I think this might actually tie it up on aggregate as well. So Jack Holder leads with 1 lap to go. Carl Herf in second, and Yankovic's there, but he's absolutely nowhere near him. And the two Sheffield boys now just need to stay on their bikes, and they'll bring home this 5-1. To level the aggregate score up. Jack Holder comes off the final turn. He's so nice to watch when he's in the lead and in fresh air around Alderton. And Carl Herf crucially in second place, Yankovic in third, and Paco at the back. And that makes it 63 apiece on aggregate. And the meeting as a contest for the tie now really starts here.
That it does, and that was a quality opening lap there from Kyle Howarth, to be fair. Jack Holder, again, as you'd expect, been one of the best riders currently in the world. Just absolutely went and blitzed that, and yeah, Jack's doing really well. Official result then of heat number 6, and there's no need for replays for the result of that one. Was a win for the rider in red. Jack Holder, and second in blue, his teammate and partner, King Kyle Howarth. Third place in the white helmet colour for Kings Lynn was Yankovic, and Paco Castagna unfortunately failing to score in that one. So that was 5 to the Tigers, 1 to the Stars, making the progressive scores now 23 to Sheffield, 13 to Kings Lynn, and as Dylan said, on aggregate it is now 63 points apiece. So this is now the point of the meeting where it starts to really come alive.
That was a bit of a baptism of fire there for Paco as well. He's got 2 Grand Prix riders, albeit one of them's only on his second ever race here. He's still a Grand Prix rider. And Carl Herf, who's done years worth of laps around Sheffield as well, so it was always going to be tough.
Well, Paco'll just be starting to get used to see the back of Kyle at the minute. I'm definitely not confident going into tomorrow.
Absolutely not.
But heat
Where's
number
Ty
7
going?
coming up.
So good. Did they get rid of that rule where if you went off the track onto the centre green, you got disqualified? Because if they
I think they did.
Because Ty Wuffenden could be in a bit of trouble there. He's turned back from the start. I don't know what's going on. Start Marshal don't either.
And that's a reserve substitute there in the blue helmet, as I kind of expected.
I don't quite know what Ty was doing there. He went onto the centre green. Everyone's looking around like, what's going on? The 2 minutes, it's either stopped or it's not been put on.
The official lineup then for heat number 7, sponsored by In Memory of Claire and Gordon Gay. Off gate 1 in red helmet for the Sheffield Tigers will be Ty Wuffenden. Off gate 2 in the white helmet colour, that's Niels Christian Everson Trochman. Off gate 3 in the blue helmet colour, reserve substitution Dan Gilks. And off the outside in the yellow helmet colour, Benjamin Basso.
And after failing to score in your first one, this isn't the race that you want to be in if you're Gilksy.
No.
The Start Marshal walks away, and it's a good start for the rider in red. Ty Wuffenden, Niels Christian Everson's there, cuts back to the inside as Wuffenden goes wide. Everson's up the inside, Wuffenden straight around the outside of him like he was standing still. Dan Gilks is actually pushing Ben Basso to the back now. Gilks comes through into third, and if it stays like this, Sheffield will take the lead on aggregate for the first time. It's Ben Basso back up the inside of Gilks. He just left a little bit too much of a gap there, and Basso's back through. Wuffenden's streaking clear out in front. Everson's sat there in second place. If there is going to be a battle, it's going to be at the back between Gilks and Basso. I think the Kings Lynn boys will just be happy to settle in and team ride this home for a shared heat. Gilks, he does look on the pace, to be fair. Basso's just pulled away a little bit there now, and it looks fairly settled down after 3 laps. Wolfenden streaking clear, pulling wheelies down the straights for the fun of it. He's got his wheel in the dirt now, and he's going to clear off and win this ride. Gilks is there or thereabouts. One mistake from Basso, and Dan will be through. He's gone into 3 and 4 a bit wider. Basso's read that and sent him even wider, and it's going to be a shared heat. And that was a more confidence boosting ride for Dan there. He did come last, but he was a lot more competitive in that one.
Yeah, 100%, you know, and fair play to Basso. It was hard but fair ride in there as well. So, you know, decent race.
And Wolfenden will not have taken too lightly to being beaten in his first one, especially by a rising star.
Oh no, 100%. The official result then of heat number 7 was a win for the rider in red, Ty Wolfenden. Second in the white helmet colour was Niels Christian Everson. On the third in yellow, Benjamin Basso. That's 3 to the Tigers, 3 to the Stars, and making the progressive score on the evening, 26 to Sheffield, 16 to Kings Lynn, making the scores on aggregate, 66 to 66.
We've got no people watching us at the moment, but as we always say, we don't do this for people to watch. We do it for a little bit of fun for ourselves to try something a bit different, and it keeps us entertained as well.
Yeah, 100%, you know, and I see Carlito at Cole's sort of starting to hop on the trend now, if you like, with he does watch parties with his wee pal on YouTube. He's probably got one onto this for all we know.
Do you want to read out the individual scores after 7 heats
So
before we bring Alan back in?
I'll do this real quick then. So for Sheffield, Jack Alder 2 rides 6 points, Kyle Howarth 2 rides 4 paid 6, Chris Alder 6 points, Josh Pickering 2 points, Ty Wolfenden 5 points, Jason Edwards 3 points, Dan Jux failed to score. Richard Losser failed to score, Zach Cook 3 points, Niels Christian Everson 4 points, Benjamin Basso 1 plus 1, Jan Kvek 2, Paco Castagna 1 and 1, Anders Rowe 5.
And while we've got track riding at Sheffield, we'll bring Alan in for an update from Ipswich.
Thank you, gents. Dan, you can have a breather now, because even I was struggling to keep up with the way you were going. Anyway, so I left you at the end of heat number 3 at Ipswich, with the scores at 13-5 to Ipswich. Heat number 4 was won by Emil Saifudanov, with Chris Harris in second and Ashton Bougen in third. That 3 each made the scores 16 to Ipswich and 8 to Oxford. Heat number 5, there was a change to the lineup. Adam Ellis being replaced by Keenan Rue, and that heat was won by Rowan Tungate, with Danny King in second and Keenan Rue in third. Charles Wright unfortunately did a lovely pirouette before falling off his bike to make the score of that race 3 each, and the progressive scores 19 to Ipswich and 11 to Oxford. Heat number 6 was won by Scotty Nichols, and in second place was Chris Harris, with Dan Thompson in third. That 4-2 took the progressive scores to 23 to Ipswich and 13 to Oxford. And in heat number 7, that was won by Emil Saifudanov, with Masy Janowski in second and Keenan Rue in third. That 4-2 makes the current scores 27 to the Ipswich Witches and 15 to the Oxford Spires. And it is believed, we reckon, that potentially Adam Ellis may have aggravated an injury, and there's now been a delay while he's examined by the medical staff here at Ipswich. So it might not be a good night for Adam Ellis. He may be finishing the night injured once again. Back to you, gents, in the studio.
Just looking on Speedway updates actually at that Heat 5 result, and Fozzie's also questioned how the refs awarded it to Pickering.
Yeah, you know, to me, and I'm guessing yourself as well, it was almost clear as daylight. Richard Lawson got that one, so yeah, odd.
There's no excuse for making mistakes like that when the refs now have access to BSN replayers as well. You know, it's the top level of British Speedway. There shouldn't be, and that was clear from that inside angle. That was crystal clear.
Mm.
And Josh Pickering just been interviewed by Haley. I'd have been interested to have heard what he said. Obviously, we can't because of copyright. Just weighing up whether we have a quick minute's breather or carry on because Haley's talking. So they're either going to send it back up for Heat 8 or there's going to be a bit more track grading.
The referee is Barbara Hawley.
Oh, she's atrocious. Say no more.
So now we understand why the referee has given that one to Josh. That's no disrespect to Josh. He's a very good rider, but
He just wasn't third, was he?
no.
Well, we'll keep going because the riders are getting ready to come out for heat number 8. Carl Howard will be looking to keep his maximum alive. And this is good news for you with your now number 5 from Monday. Or number 3 or wherever he goes. He won't be number 1.
Yeah, the new number between 2 and 7. But yeah, no, it's so far a really, really encouraging performance from Kyle, and he's just starting to hit a bit of form as well. You know, he was very, very impressive for Workington as well on Saturday. Not afraid to mix it up with the likes of Cookie and Troy Batchelor as well. So encouraging signs.
You mentioned about Zach potentially going to Kings Lynn. Could Stuart Dixon look at him potentially at Leicester to replace Cookie, who, let's be honest, hasn't pulled up any trees since he joined?
Other than the 16-pointer he got at Sheffield, he's not.
And that was on his debut, weren't it? He's done pretty much sod all since.
He's not done a lot, like, has he? No, it's. I don't quite know what it is because, Cookie's been a very solid performer this season for Workington. So maybe I don't want to sound too disrespectful here, but maybe the championship is Cookie's level.
And riders now on track for Heat 8. So, Palmer, do you want to take it away with the lineup?
I'd be honoured.
Oh, what a fella. What are you eating?
Magic Stars.
Oh.
So, going off the inside gates here, off gate 1 in blue, will be Dan Jokes, who is currently pointless so far. Off gate 2 in yellow will be Anders Rowe, who's currently on 5 points so far. Off gate 3 in red is Kyle Howarth, currently on 4 paid 6 so far. And off the outside gate in the white helmet colour is Zach Cook, currently on 3 points so far.
And looking on paper at this race, you've got to favour Anders Rowe, based off of what we've seen tonight. I know Carl's unbeaten, but he's been packed in behind Jack. Yeah, but on straight out points, Anders Rowe is the high scorer in this race.
Yeah, 100%. We'll soon see if King Kyle can keep his maximum up.
Start Marshall walks away, and the tapes rise. Carl Howarth's made a post. Anders Rowe's made the start. Dan Gilks is there on the inside as well, and he's going to come up the inside of his fellow rising stars. Zach Cook, I think, is packed up, or he's just slowing down. And but Anders Rowe, no, he's got going again. He just got out of shape, and it's Dan Gilks in second place at the moment. Carl Howarth's in third. If I was Carl Howarth now, I'd just sit in and protect Gilksy, but he's not. He's racing him. Gilks is on the outside. Carl Howarth's on the inside. There's no threat from Zach Cook, and they're not going to catch Anders Rowe. So if I was Carl, I'd just sit in here and protect Gilksy, get him a couple of points, get the confidence up. You know, they don't win anything from this, they don't lose anything from this. Anders Rowe is absolutely miles clear out in front. Gilksy on the outside, Carl Hurf's on the inside in third place, and Zach Cook disappointingly at the back. That was all done from the start pretty much. Anders Rowe absolutely nailed that, and the Sheffield boys have just settled down in second and third, and Zach is at the back. Coming off the fourth turn, Anders Rowe's won that at a canter, absolutely miles clear. Gilksy second and Carl Hurf third. Zach will be disappointed with that.
What a ride there from Anders Rowe.
Is this the exposure that Anders is getting out in Poland starting to come to fruition?
Yeah. So the official result then of heat number 8 was a win for the rider in yellow, Kingsland's rising star, Anders Rowe. Second in blue was Sheffield's Dan Gilks, and in third in red was Sheffield's Kyle Howarth. Zach Cook there unfortunately failing to score in heat number 8. That was 3 to Sheffield, 3 to Kings Lynn, making the progressive scores on the evening 29 to Sheffield, 19 to Kings Lynn, with the aggregate score on the night 69 points apiece.
And we've got one of the maximum men now coming out. I think he's still on the maximum. In Chris Holder.
Yeah, Chris still had a 2-ride maximum.
Paco's on the favoured outside gate this time, although gate 2 worked then for Anders. So the gates, is he just starting to slicken off on 4 now? Obviously, as we know, the gate 4's ridden over through the meeting as well, so it very quickly loses its edge.
Possibly. We'll soon find out though. But heat number 9 then sponsored by LBS. Off gate number 1 in the blue helmet colour, that is Josh Pickering. Off gate number 2 in the white helmet colour, that's Strawberry Jam himself, Jan Kvek. Off gate number 3 in the red helmet colour, that is Chris Holder, currently on a maximum. And off the outside in yellow, currently not on a maximum, is very tall, which means he's not very small, that's Paco Castagna.
And on paper, Chris Holder's the clear favourite. You know, the others have got 2, 2 and paid 2, and Chris is unbeaten. So on paper, you'd say Chris is a favourite, but gate 3 at Sheffield can be a graveyard.
Gate 3 at both tracks is a graveyard.
Yeah, that's a very fair point, Mush.
But yeah, it's a very, very tasty race this if Strawberry Jam can come to the races.
Josh Pickering taking his time to come to the start. Nery's there and ready. Start Marshall walks away. It's a fairly even break, and Yankovec's made it, and he sent Chris Holder straight in front of Paco Castagna. Yankovec's got fresh air for the first time tonight. Josh Pickering's there in second. Chris Holder's in third at the moment, and Paco being a little bit dropped in this one. Just not riding wide enough. The lines move right out to the air fence now. Pickering's there or thereabouts. You know where Pickering's going to be. Yankovec's got fresh air. Pickering is there or thereabouts. Chris Holder will be disappointed with this in third place, though. He's just got no answer for the 2 riders in front of him. Yankovec, if he can make a gate, he's so stylish. Josh Pickering's there, but there's just no real opportunity to pass at the moment. It's quite one-liney. And it's well spread out now. Yankovec's going to bring it on with 1 lap to go. He's streaking clear. Pickering's there, and you know he's not going to give up. But unless Kvek falls off or breaks down, I can't see anything changing this result now. And it's a tapes to flag win for the Grand Prix regular, with Pico second, and Chris Holder is headed for the first time tonight in third, and he looks disappointed with that. Just getting a little bit strung out now, Palmer.
Yeah, it's becoming a bog standard Sheffield meeting now. But what a win for Strawberry Jam! So that was a win for the rider in white there, Jan Kovac. Second place in blue was Josh Pickering, and the third place in red, Chris Holder. So that was 3 points to Sheffield, 3 points to Kingsley, making the progressive scores now 32 points to 22, which means on aggregate it is 72 points apiece.
Do you get the feeling that heats 13, 14 and 15 could be the ones that decide this, and it could be a bit nip and tuck up until the big hitters are out?
Yeah. Well, you say the big hitters, but you know, you look down the race card, and you know, other than potentially Heat 14, Sheffield's got a big hitter out in each race. Like this race has got Jack, the next one is Ty, then there's Chris, and then there's Jack and Ty. So I think this will be the part of the meeting these next 3 or 4 races where Sheffield really assert their dominance.
And now Jack Alder's got the graveyard gate, but if anyone can do it, he can. His brother couldn't do it in the last one. Jack will be hoping for a bit of better fortune. Chris did just bog down from the start as well. Then he dropped it perfectly and just went nowhere.
Pretty much, my guy. Pretty much. Here number 10, the lineup sponsored by Paul Sauna Club, going off the inside gate. Then in blue is my number 1, my king Kyle Howarth. Off gate 2 in the yellow helmet colour, that's Benjamin Basso. Off gate 3 in the red helmet colour is the only holder on a maximum at the moment, that is Jack Holder. And off the outside in white is Trotchy, Niels Christian Everson.
And these sponsors that Palmer's reading out are the sponsors that sponsor the heats on BSN. Palmer trying something a bit different and giving BSN even more credit.
Well, we would live very sad lives if it wasn't for watching BSN 2 or 3 times a week. So we like to give the people that help them out a little bit of exposure if we can.
Right, it's taking their time here. Crowd looks healthy.
Sheffield's crowd always does, but I think that's probably because they can only fit it around bends 3 and 4 and down the home straight.
Oh, okay.
They shut the back straight many years ago for health and safety reasons, and there's a big new building on bends 1 and 2 at the minute.
Jack Alder had a little bit of a nibble there. I wouldn't be surprised to see the red lights come on there. Carl House made the gate and sent Everson wide, and Howarth's gone straight in front of Holder. Carl House, straight breathing and through the gap on the outside, and I think he's got back in second place. What a ride that was from Carl Howarth. Jack Alder streaking away in front. Niels Christian Everson is all over Carl Howarth, who's in second place, and Carl leaving himself possibly a little bit vulnerable going that wide. That could have ended in tears there. Carl showing his grit and the steely racer that he is. And Ben Basso at the back. Everson's now switched to that wide line with Harris switched into the inside line. Jack Alder's gone. He's absolutely miles clear. Carl Herf, he's holding on to that second place at the minute. He's caught in 2 minds whether to go defensive or get on the outside line and whack it in the dirt and try and pull clear. He has pulled a bit of a gap now, Everson dropping back slightly, and barring any mistake from Howarth, this should bring home a 5-1 for the Tigers and put them ahead on aggregate. And that it does, the third 5-1 of the evening for Jack Alder and Carl Howarth, and Carl Howarth really showed what he's made of there.
Can I take my hands away from my eyes yet?
I thought that was ending in tears.
So did I. I'm not going to lie to you, but no, absolutely amazing race there from Jack and Niels there, and yeah, a decent 5-1, and the Sheffield Tigers now ahead on the aggregate. So heat number 10, the official result was a win for the rider in red, Jack Holder. His partner Carl Howarth in blue finished second in that one, with Niels Christian Everson in third, with Benjamin Basso failing to score in that one. So that was 5 to the Tigers, 1 to the Stars.
Quick, cover your eyes again.
Making the progressive scores on the night: 37 to Tigers, 23 to the Kings Lynn Stars, 77 to 73 on aggregate. And I think I could watch these replays now, knowing Kyle's going to be able to ride tomorrow.
He was pretty much on the back of Basso's bike at one point then. and that was exactly what you mentioned there. Obviously Jack out there, and now you've got Ty out, but Carhouse really gone about his business tonight as well, and really played that solid captain's role in second place as well, 3 times with Jack.
Yeah, 100%. But as we know and as we've just seen there, Jack's Kyle's an all-out racer, and Jack. No disrespect to the Kings Lynn guys, and even the Sheffield guys. Jack's he's just a level ahead of everybody, isn't he?
Yeah, he's on a different level. Is that a new helmet for Big Jace?
It might be.
It looks very clean. And Graveyard Gate 3? What Graveyard Gate 3? Jack Holder did that from the start. Is this a reserve change? Yep. Anders Rowe is in for Zach Cook in yellow. I'm not surprised by that, to be honest.
I am.
I think when you've got Anders in this kind of form, you've got to use him. I'd expect Paco's night will probably be done as well now, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm expecting Anders out in the next one.
And then 14 for his programme ride. Richard Lawson's packed up. His night goes from bad to worse. I think it's going again.
Could we potentially see Anders do 4 on the trot?
What, and do 13 for Lawson?
That's what I'm thinking.
Possibly. I would not be surprised. And obviously Anders only riding in 1 league in British Speedway as well, so when he's not in Poland, he's racing for Kings Lynn. He's all he's getting on these shores, so the more races the better.
Yeah, 100%. And if he wasn't such a little greedy ginger, he might have had a championship place. Whoa, did I just say that out loud? Well, we're all about opinions here, aren't we? But yeah.
Start Marshall calls them into order. Tapes fly. Ty Woofenden looks like he's absolutely nailed that, and he has absolutely nailed that. Woofenden's clear. Lawson on the inside, but just Woofenden's in that dirt and streaks clear. Anders Rowe, crucially for the Stars, is in 3rd place with Jason Edwards at the back. Woofenden's got his wheel in that dirt on the outside, and he's absolutely gone. Richard Lawson does look quicker. Whatever changes he's made to that bike seem to be working. Ty Woofenden's pretty much riding the air fence though. That's always makes you a little bit nervous when you see riders going that wide. But he looks comfortable now. Richard Lawson and Anders Rowe are quite close together. I think they just need to try and keep Jason Edwards behind. He's not too far back either, actually. He's Jason. If either of the 2 Kings Lynn riders make a mistake, he will be there to capitalise. And Anders has gone a little bit wide there, but he does get it under control. Woofenden's clear, absolutely miles gone. He could go and have a nap and come back, and he'd still win this race. Richard Lawson will be happy with this after being robbed of his 3rd place in his last one. Just there or thereabouts with his teammate. Ty Woofenden shuts off and just treacles over the line. Just treacled in. No wheelies, no power, nothing. Just treacled over the line.
Just trickled over the line, he says. No, an amazing tapes to flag right there for Ty Woofenden.
Woofy and Anders comparing notes there. I couldn't tell whether that was friendly or a little bit of needle. He looked friendly, I think.
Anders maybe just asked Ty where the best place is to get hair dye.
And that was all done from the start.
100%. Official result of heat number 11 was a tapes to flag win for the rider in red, Ty Woofenden. Second in white was Richard Lawson, and the 3rd in the yellow helmet colour, continuing his very impressive night here. Anders Rowe with Jason Edwards, unfortunately, at the rear of the field in that one. So that was 3 to the Tigers, 3 to the Stars, making progressive scores now on the night. 40 to Sheffield, 26 to Kings Lynn. And on aggregate, it is 80 points, 76.
Do you want to read out the individual scorers before we bring Alan back in?
Right, individual scorers then. Jack Alder on 9, Kyle Howe 7 and 4, Chris Alder 7 and 1, Josh Pickford 4, Ty Wolfman 8, Jason Edwards 3, Dan Jukes 2, Richard Lawson 2, Zach Cook 3, Niels Christian Everson 5, Ben Basser 1 and 1, Jankovic 5, Paco Castagna 1 and 1, Anders Rowe 9 and 1.
Yeah, very efficiently done. Alan, any updates from Ipswich?
Yes, we do have some updates. So when I left you, we had just finished Heat 7 with the scores at 27-15 to Ipswich. Heat number 8 was run twice because in the first running Jordan Jenkins fell and was excluded, and that one was won by Ashton Bouchen and Charles Wright in second, with Dan Thompson third to make it a 1-5 to Oxford to make the scores 28 to Ipswich, 20 to Oxford. Heat number 9, I'm afraid to tell you, Adam Ellis has withdrawn from the meeting at this stage, so was replaced in injury rider replacement by Keenan Rue, and Oxford went for the tactical substitute, replacing Eric Riss with Rohan Tungate, and it went the way of Oxford once again. Rohan Tungate winning the Heat with Chris Harris in second and Danny King in third. Another 1-5 made the scores 29 to Ipswich, 25 to Oxford. Heat number 10 was won by Dan Thompson. Scotty Nichols took second and Lewis Kerr in third, which reversed the previous 5-1 to now make the scores 34 to Ipswich and 26 to Oxford. And heat number 11 was won by Emil Saifudanov, with Rowan Tungate in second and Keenan Rue in third. And that now makes the progressive scores 38 to Ipswich, 28 to Oxford after 11 heats. It's not, although Ipswich only with the 6 riders now might give Oxford a slimmer of hope they can pull this back, but I'm not so convinced.
I'm not surprised Adam Ellis has withdrawn. He was really battered after that crash on Monday. I was surprised to see him lining up tonight, to be honest. So let's hope that Adam's back soon. He's only just come back from one injury and he's out with another one, or potentially the same one again.
It's a muscle strain. He's withdrawn from with a muscle strain, so hopefully it won't be too long. I'm assuming he's had. I don't know whether he'd have to go to hospital for that, but I think he's just playing it safe.
And while we're taking an interval at Sheffield, I think it'll be our opportunity to take an interval as well, and we'll be back in a few minutes.
So, welcome back to coverage of Sheffield versus Kings Lynn.
That interval ended a bit abruptly.
Well, there's one cloud in the sky just behind the stadium, and I want to get this meter rushed through now so that that sky doesn't come. So, hit number 12 coming up off the inside gate in the yellow helmet colour, that's a reserve switch and a draw. Off gate number 2 in the blue helmet colour, that's in the red helmet colour, sorry, that's Chris Alder. Off gate 3 in white, that's Niels Christian Everson, and off the outside in blue, Dan Gilks.
Don't want to say we called this reserve switch, but you did call it.
You agreed, so technically D&D Media called it.
Quick, get us in charge of Birmingham.
D&D Media powered by Shoot Some Shale powered by D&D Media, supported by Rob Lyon.
And team managing Birmingham Brumbies.
Yes.
Taking the time to come to the starts as well now. Yeah, they've all been at the tapes for about a minute and a half, but now they're just deciding to pull into line. Anders Rowe first, and Niels will be last. It was last to settle on Monday a lot as well. So the start Marshall walks away. Tapes fly. It's a good start for the rider in red. Niels Chris Holder. Everson sending Dan Gilks. Well, Gilks round the outside. Oh, that nearly ended in tears there. Gilks is on the outside. Everson's chopped his nose off, and that's pretty much all she wrote for Gilksy. Anders Rose in second place, and he's starting to put some pressure on Chris Holder as well now. Anders Rose really riding like a heat leader here tonight, to be fair. Everson in third. That was hard. Maybe borderline dirty as well. Certainly hard. Gilksy won't be happy with that. Not giving up, but he's a little bit off the bat now. Holder's miles clear, and he's going to finish his programme rides with a win, barring any mechanical failures. The two Kings Lynn boys in second and third, but this will do Sheffield all night now. They've got the aggregate lead. They just need to share all the races, and they'll be home and hosed. Chris Holder goes into his final lap, clear ahead. Lines moved slightly back in. Two Kings Lynn boys in second and third, and Gilksy off at the back after a ruthless ride from Everson. I think we'd say Holder wheelies over the line, but Sheffield will take that all day long. And it's a good job Everson pulled a move like that on someone who's relatively calm. Gilksy's not a rider that lets anything get to his head and you know, the red mist descend.
Oh, Gilks is quite a cool, calm and collective character, to be fair. He'll probably have a quick chat with him in the pits, but that'll be about it. But yeah, decent ride there from Anders Rowe. I don't know about you, but by far he's my man on meeting tonight.
I thought Gilksy was going to get round him there, and then Niels just chops his nose off, tries to put him through the fence.
It's just hard riding, and you get a lot of that at Sheffield with it not being the widest track going.
This could be a banger.
There's no Anders Rowe, so I called it wrong.
Damn.
Result of heat number 12, there was a win for the rider in red, Sheffield's Chris Holder. Second in yellow was Kings Lynn's Anders Rowe, and his partner in white, Niels Christian Everson, following him home for third, so that was 3 points to Sheffield. 3 points to Kings Lynn, making progressive scores on the night, 43 to Sheffield, 29 to Kings Lynn, and on aggregate it is 83 points to 79. And coming up next though, Heat 13, and oh, does this look tasty. I think I've just ordered this from an Indian takeaway. Going off the inside gate then in the red helmet colour, that is Jack Holder. Off gate 2 in white, that is Richard Lawson. Off gate 3 in the blue helmet colour, Ty Wolfenden. And off the outside gate in the yellow helmet colour, Jan Kovac.
What a race this, and this is the race where Richard Lawson could get it all right and just pop out and win it.
He could. Ooh, apologies, I'm a little bit tie-tie this evening.
3 Grand Prix riders and Richard Lawson, and Lawson's more than capable of winning this.
He is. All he's got to do is make a solid gate, and he's there.
Yankovic on the unfavoured now outside gate. The better results have come from 1 and 2. 4's better than 3, but only just.
If anyone can make it work off 4, Strawberry Jam can.
Woofington, Strawberry Jam's ready. Yankovic's at the tapes. Jack Alder's at the tapes. Woofington comes up. Richard Lawson's going to be the last one to settle. Start Marshall walks away. And the Sheffield boys have absolutely nailed that start. Jack Alder goes straight for the inside. Ty Woofington to the outside. They're just going to look over their shoulder. Team ride this out. Yankovic's at the back with Richard Lawson in 3rd place. Ty Woofington on the outside line with his wheel in the dirt gets the lead ahead of his teammate Jack Alder, who's now moved wide as well. All they need to do is stay on their bikes, and Sheffield will be almost home and hosed. And they've done this so many times in Heat 13s and 15s around Sheffield. The Grand Prix duo, absolutely nigh on unbeatable around Alderton. Yankovic has got past Richard Lawson, who's now tailing off. Yankovic's got speed. He's just not quite able to catch up with the home pair. Jack Alder, it's a rut there actually, does well to stay on the bike. Ty Woofington leads it. Jack Alder goes for the inside. They're just going to team ride this last lap, and they'll be 2 points away from securing their passage. Ty Woofington comes off the final turn and he's going to take the checkered flag. Jack Alder comes home for 2nd. It's the first time he's been beaten tonight, albeit by his teammate, so he still gets paid for a win. And there'll be no full maximum for Jack Alder tonight. But that was all done from the tapes, really.
Yeah, great start there from the 2 Tigers guys. Ty could have let Jack through to carry on a full maximum, obviously going into the GP at the weekend. But quality from the 2 Tigers there. I don't think we would have expected anything less, to be fair. That was a very, very poor gate from Strawberry Jam there, but he just managed to wind it around the outside of the lawman, and that was all she wrote, really. Heat number 13, your official result was a win for the rider in blue, Ty Woofington. 2nd, his partner in red, Jack Alder, and the 3rd in yellow, Yankovic. That was 5 to the Sheffield Tigers, 1 to the Kings Lynn Stars, making the progressive scores on the night. 48 points to the Tigers and 30 to the Stars, making the progressive scores 88 points to 80 on aggregate.
And it's 5-1 or bust for Kings Lynn here. They need 2 5-1s to force the superheat.
2 5-1s to the Stars will force the superheat, or a 5-1 and a 5-0 to the Stars, and they'll go through. Not going to happen, but
yeah, Ben Basso's not had a good night. He didn't have a good night on Monday, actually. He just didn't look on it.
This begs the question here. Is Ben Basso missing championship speedway?
Potentially, yeah, he could be.
The lineup then quickly for heat number 14, going off the inside gate in the white helmet colour, Benjamin Basso. Off gate number 2 in the blue helmet colour, we expect it to be Jason Edwards. Off gate number 3 in yellow will be Anders Rowe. And off the outside in red, Josh Pickering. And we've just been reliably informed by BSN that Dan Jilks is coming in blue as a reserve substitution for Jason Edwards.
Jilks, he did look quicker last time out. And you'd expect Josh Pickering to be, sort of 1st or 2nd here, and that'll be all Sheffield need to put Kings Lynn out of the competition and set up a repeat of last year's grand final for the Knockout Cup.
Yeah,
Ben Basso having a go at himself to psych himself up. Josh Pickering's going to be the last rider to settle off the outside. He's got to be close to running this 2 minutes flat. Start Marshall walks away. He's going to try and squeeze through the middle, just about. That was a bit twitchy from Basso. Did definitely have a nibble there. Jason Edwards has gone straight into the path of his teammate, and Kings Lynn are on a 5-1. Jason Edwards comes around the outside of Anders Rowe, and Josh Pickering comes around the outside of Dan Gilk, to get it onto a 3-all now. Ben Basso's gone, but he definitely nibbled at the start. Josh Pickering's passed his teammate now, and he's going to set off after the Dane. And he's definitely got some speed in that bike. Basso ending a poor night on a high, but I'd be interested to start again. Basso's got his wheel in the dirt and he's clearing off. Pickering's there or thereabouts. Anders Rowe maybe just ran out of steam. This is his 6th ride of the night. Dan Gilk's crucially in 3rd place, but this is all Sheffield need to advance, and they're going to do it with 1 spare. Josh Pickering's just hit that nice big rut that Jack Holder hit in 13. And he's closing ground on Ben Basso. 1 mistake and Pickering will be through, but I think Basso's just done enough to hold on. But this result is going to see Sheffield into the Knockout Cup final. I'm sure I didn't imagine Ben Basso twitching at the start then, though.
I'd like to see a replay of it.
A dull note for Anders Rowe to finish on, but it's been a solid night for the Rising Star. He's more than done his job.
Anders Rowe's top scored for Kings Lynn, and there was a very, very big chance he could get 8:15.
I think he's knackered. He looked tired then, to be honest.
To be fair, I'm knackered just watching the guys go around Sheffield for 1 lap, never mind 4.
6 times.
But result then of heat number 14, sponsored by Matt Williamson Motorcycles. With a win for the rider in yellow, Benjamin Basso. Second in red was Josh Pickering, and the third in blue, Dan Gilks. That was 3 to Sheffield, 3 to Kings Lynn, making the progressive scores on the night now 51 to the Stars, 33 to the 33 to the Tigers, 51-33.
Oh my god.
And on aggregate it was 91 to 83. I'm sorry, it's the heat.
We won't do the individual score charts until the end now. And as a fella that we both know from Canuck would say, Bassoo!
Bassoo!
I think there's a good chance to bring Alan in for the final time tonight.
Yeah, let's bring him in.
Hello again, fellas. I'm trying to remember where I left you.
After heat 11?
Yeah, I was thinking heat 11. So, heat number 12, Jordan Jenkins was replaced by Keenan Roux, and Ashton Bowden replaced Lewis Kerr. Heat 12 was won by Danny King, with Keenan Roux in second and Eric Riss in third. A 5-1 to Ipswich makes the score 43 to Ipswich, 29 to Oxford. Heat number 13 was won by Emil Saifudanov, with Rowan Tungate in second and Scotty Nichols in third. A 4-2 to Ipswich now makes the score 47 to Ipswich, 31 to Oxford. And Heat 14, the injury rider replacement was Dan Thompson, and that heat was won by Keenan Roux, with Maciej Janowski in second and Dan Thompson third. Another 4-2 to Ipswich, and it makes the score 51 to Ipswich, 33 to Oxford, with just heat number 15 to go. And I can tell you, Ipswich took gates 1 and 3, with Danny King in red, Scott Nichols in blue, Rowan Tungate in white, and Chris the Bomber Harris in yellow. Back to you, chaps.
Anders Rowe looks knackered.
I would be as well.
He looks done in.
Yeah, he's only a kid.
He's a young fella, isn't he? He's been around a while, but he's still only a young chap. And the fact he's sort of putting his bike ready to transport would suggest that he's not going to get 15. We will bring Alan back in after 15 has been run at Ipswich for the final time, because in typical Alan fashion the meeting hasn't finished, so he's got himself an extra minute of airtime.
Well, you know, Alan in it. Yeah, he likes his time on the air.
These pits are shizer.
Oh, they used to be. They used to be a lot smaller. See how I stopped myself there?
Well done. Proud of you.
Thanks. Yeah, they used to be a lot smaller back in the day. So,
Carl Eweth's put his helmet away. His night's done as well.
well, he needs to get himself ready for a big meeting tomorrow.
It's the championship
Don't know where
meeting.
is that like.
Is the championship meeting first, and then the National League one after?
Yeah, championship first, and then the streaming crew will pack their stuff away because they're not showing the NDL because nobody wants to watch it.
And for the Scunny NDL team, I hope for their sake that Ice Piper's better than he was last night at Poole.
Won't be riding.
Is he not riding? Oh, Ouija's are riding, aren't they?
Glasgow at home.
Yeah.
I think Glasgow's put him in the lineup. I'm going to have a look.
Yeah, Glasgow will get priority over Scunny. And obviously we carry the lineup, so we get to watch it when it comes on the old screen. Steady's just advanced to the final of the Knockout Cup, but to look at him, you'd think his cat had just died or something.
He's just annoyed that he's got to speak to Haley one more time when he could be checking his phone on Just Eats to see if the local kebab shop's still open.
Oh, everyone loves a kebab. Apologies for any vegans watching.
Yeah, Ace Piper's been named in Glasgow's starting team for tomorrow.
So you need a guest for Ice Pipe. I'd imagine Steen will be at Glasgow as well then.
Nah, Steen will be with us.
Is the National League meeting rearranged?
No, today was
was it
alright. Tomorrow's always going to be the border.
Oh, okay.
We may as well have both Edinburgh teams up in one night.
Makes sense, does make sense. It's a long way to come from Edinburgh to Scunny, innit?
Depends how fast you drive.
While we've got a second, we'll bring Alan in for Heat 15 result from Ipswich, because I've just looked and it's been done. So Alan for the final time tonight. Alan?
Alan!
Alan?
Ow!
He's dead.
His mic's muted.
Hello. I'm just. Oh, we haven't updated Ipswich.
I know, I've just said that.
Sorry.
Christ on a bike.
That's an interesting update, that one, actually.
Hurry up, because they're about to the 15 here.
Alright, it's a win for Chris Harris, Scotty Nichols in second, and Rowan Tungate in third. 4-2 to Oxford makes the final score 53 to Ipswich and 37 to Oxford.
Do you want to quickly read out the individual scorers?
Yep, so Scotty Nichols 11 plus 1, Dan Thompson 7, Danny King 9, Adam Ellis 1, Emerson Fiddenov 12, Keenan Root 11 plus 2, John Jenkins 2 plus 1, Ron Tungate 13, Charles Wright 2 plus 1, Lewis Kell 1, Matt Janowski 6, Chris Harris 9 plus 1, Eric Rist 2, Ashton Bouchon 4 plus 1, back to you in the studio. Woo!
The lineup for 15 here: Chris Aldergers in red, Josh Picker in blue, Niels Christian Everson white, and Jankovic in yellow. And that's it for Alan. Alan will be back next Thursday, provisionally, doing co-coms with Parma for the watch-along for Leicester and Sheffield.
That's the plan.
And it looks like Sheffield have taken Gates, or Kings Lynn maybe, whoever won the toss, because I don't actually know, but Kings Lynn are off 1 and 3. So I'd assume Kings Lynn won the toss.
So the official lineup for heat number 15, going off the inside gate in the white helmet colour, will be Niels Christian Everson Trochman. Off gate number 2 in the red helmet colour will be Chris Holder. Off gate number 3 in the yellow helmet colour will be Jankovic. And off the outside in the blue helmet colour will be Josh Pickering.
After this race, Palmer will quickly read out the individual scorers once he's took his shoes and socks off to add them all up. We'll be back next Wednesday for Poole versus Edinburgh, with me and Cal doing the commentary on that one, and Palmer doing the analysing role, giving his thoughts. And then on Thursday we'll be back for Leicester vs Sheffield, with Palmer and Alan provisionally doing the commentary, and me keeping an eye over Kings Lynn versus Birmingham at the Adrian Flux Arena. Busy week next week again, fellas.
Very busy.
Chris Alder's Niels Christian Everson's gonna be the last one to settle, because he was at the tapes. Everyone else pulls up, he pulls back, because, you know, why wouldn't you? Start Marshall walks away for the final time. Fairly even gate. Chris Alder's made a blinder. He's chopped Niels Christian Everson's nose straight off, and Chris Alder's in the lead. Smart cut back from Pickering, but there's nothing on the inside. It's all around the outside. Jankovic on the outside line now. Chris Alder just needs to get his head down and clear off. Josh Pickering is there or thereabouts. He's got speed. The two Kings Lynn boys tucked in his second and third at the moment, and are both on the same line that Pickering wants to be on. They have just slightly pulled away. Chris Alder's pulled away in front. Jankovic's quick, and a mistake from the 2012 World Champion, and Jankovic will be through. Niels Christian Everson just keeping an eye over his teammate. Makes no odds to the score. Kings Lynn are out. Sheffield are through. Chris Alder wants to round off a good personal night with another race win. Jankovic's getting a little bit wider, just getting filled in with Chris Alder's roost. 1 lap to go. No looking back from Chris now, he's just looking ahead. He wants to round out his night. Jankovic has pulled away from his teammate, but Niels Christian Everson is ahead of Josh Pickering. Chris Alder comes off the final turn to take the checkered flag for the final time. Wheelies over the line with Jankovic in second, and Niels Christian Everson third. Josh Pickering just made a bad start. I'd assume the silence means Palmer's putting the score in and adding them all up as well. Is there a better fit in British Speedway than Chris Holder and Sheffield?
No.
It seems to have really rejuvenated him.
Yes, it has, and it's good to see Chris sort of looking back to his normal self, because it's probably safe to say he hasn't been the same since that crash at Coventry in 2015. So the official result of heat number 15 was a win for the rider in red, Chris Holder. Second in yellow was Jankovic, and the third in white, Niels Christian Everson Trochman, with Josh Pickering bringing up the rear there in heat 15, making the progressive scores. And the final scores on night: 254 to Sheffield, 36 to Kings Lynn Stars, making the final scores on aggregate 94 to 86.
So I want to quickly read out the individual scorers, and then we'll bring the stream to a close.
So the individual scorers then for the Sheffield Tigers: Dan Gilk scored 3+1, Jason Edwards 3, Ty Woofenden 11, Josh Pickering 6, the lowest scorer of tonight. Chris Holder, the highest scorer tonight, 13 and 1. Kyle Howarth 7+4, and Jack Holder 11, paid 12. He paid maximum. For the Kings Lynn Stars: Richard Lawson 2, Zach Cook 3, Niels Christian Everson 7 and 2, Benjamin Basso 4 and 1, Jankovic 8, Paco Castagna 1+1, and Anders Rowe, their top scorer, on 11+1.
And do you wanna round us out as well?
So that's it for us this week, guys. That's it for tonight, and that is virtually it for this week. I go on holiday on Saturday, so if you see me around the Northumberland area, please do tap me on the shoulder and have a chat, so I don't have to do things in Northumberland, like take dogs on beaches. But from us, a massive thank you to anyone that's decided to join us tonight. We will be back next Wednesday, I believe, when the Pool Pirates take on the Edinburgh Monarchs. But from myself and Dylan and even Alan, a very good night.